late 1970s, the word circus would inevitably conjure up images of travelling families with bizarre skills, flamboyant ringmasters with whips, and animal performances. In the early 1980s, Cirque du Soleil helped to change that perception, popularizing a new type of circus performance, one that focused on skills instead of obscurity and on story instead of bewilderment.
Cirque du Soleil is a very interesting success story, actually. It started in 1984 by a group of stilt walkers and street performers that wanted to create the first circus tradition in Canada, because there was no circus in Canada before that. So from the get-go, they gathered street performers from around the world that came and showed their talent and the high level of skills that they have.
Cirque has found the winning formula in combining all of the best to the best to create a unique experience. Every show has its own flair and touch and flavor, and the feelings and the sounds and the visuals that stimulate you. It's this winning package that is a whole experience.
As we evolved, we incorporated a lot of theatrical elements, such as the costumes, the live music, the state-of-the-art stage design, and all the technology involved as well.
With this show in particular, we have a beautiful use of technology in how we inhabit every scene, so that there are projections that are used throughout every scene that are interactive. So that adds a whole new level to what's being presented.
TOTEM is a very good example of a show where a lot of technology is integrated, but integrated in a way that we hope you're not going to think too much about technology. So I think Robert Lepage, when he created this show, found a way to integrate the latest technology into it, but also in a way that is just transporting you from one place to another. So for example, where I'm sitting at the moment is, and when you come to the show, it will be projected 100% of the time, and it will take you from an ocean to a beach to a volcano to a marsh, and all of that happens without you knowing that the highest level of technology is being used at that very moment. The projection that is done here on this screen is an interactive projection as well, meaning that it will respond to what the artists are doing on the surface. So it's very different than just a pre-cued image that will just go on. If our artists decide to change their pattern a little bit, the images will follow as well. There are lots of other elements in TOTEM that you will see in the background, and they're just as important as what you will see on stage. This is one of the instruments that is used in our scientist scene. We call it the beaker rack. And the beakers that you see at the back, not only they're supposed to look good with all those flashy colors, but they are the instrument played in the scene. So the artist, by hitting the different beakers with different levels of water, will be producing different notes. You can see another element of those instruments just here behind me. Those tubes are played in a different manner, which will be to be hit from the top and creating different notes as well with a different level of water. This canoe is not only pretty, I think so, but it's also working in a way that you will probably not guess how it's floating on water. And this is operated by our artist, and there is a hidden emitter inside the paddle here, which our artists will be able to control from this little dial. And sending the dial forward or backwards will give a motion to the canoe. And using their foot inside the canoe, they will be able to give a direction by turning their foot left or right. And it's very important for them to know at all times where they are on stage. It's a pretty small stage, and we have very large elements traveling on it. So by using this one and sending the dial forward, they will send a motion, and here I go, and they will be able to do a very natural motion of rowing.
TOTEM, audiences are guaranteed a visual feast, not only in the mesmerizing visual projections and death-defying stunts of the performances, but also the beautiful costumes adorned by the performers.
On TOTEM, we have 750 costume pieces in the show every night. That includes sunglasses, belts, gloves, shoes, wigs, hats. One of the things we have here is for the World Tribe, and it's actually his pants, or his loincloth, as we call it. There's a lot of bead work and trim work done on it, and he represents kind of the Arabic culture that was part of our evolution. So these are our monkey masks. They require about 80 hours of work to complete. They are made to the artist's face. So the inside of the mask is a negative mold of that particular artist's face so that it fits secure and tight. The really interesting thing is when you're speaking to them in costume, it really does feel like you're speaking to monkeys, which is a little unsettling at times, but also a little fun. Well, for CIRQUE, makeup is just as important as the costumes that the artists wear because it finishes the character, it finishes the look. It really helps bring the audience into the world that we're asking them to enter.
All artists on TOTEM, we all do our own makeup. First, it takes me about 3 hours, and that was really hard. And I also had to go to them many times just to ask for help because I wasn't able to finish in 3 hours. And then now it takes me about just under 1 hour. This is really hard to remove. Yeah, it takes a while because if I just go wash my face like this, the color won't come out. So I need to use a special, like a makeup remover first. I'm done.
Acrobatically, Totem is very diverse. We have artists from all around the world.
We have the beautiful 46 artists that you see on stage, but behind that you have 66 staff members on tour, and then about a few thousand people at our head office in Montreal.
Cirque du Soleil is a global citizen of the world. We're a circus, and it's very important for us to give back to the communities where we go to, because basically we're bringing a show like Totem for 2 months in a city, and we try to have an impact on the cities we go to. We worked with a lot of youth organizations that help youth in difficulty for a program called Cirque du Monde, which is basically teaching them self-confidence through circus arts and helping them go out of the street or build a sense of social awareness, I would say social skills with other kids through circus arts. We give 1% of our revenues per year to our different social causes, and it's something that has always been part of our DNA.
Don't go away. Behind the scene at Cirque du Soleil, Totem will be right back.